Ali here at mindwavemeditation.com, and today we're going to talk about you. This video is about living your best life, being the best version of yourself, so you can actually go through life and feel happy and satisfied. Now, satisfied is a tricky one to talk about, because we should really be satisfied in life, but also reaching for more at the same time, simultaneously balancing these two. So you might be sat there thinking, well, I'm not living my best life because I'm in a job that I don't really like, so what are you going to tell me here? There's a few things that you can do to look at yourself, look at your life, and see where you can do a bit of sweeping up, a little tweaking here and there to live your best life. And it's not a cure-all, but it certainly is a few little tweaks that can help you get further and get closer to that thing that you really do love, so you can enjoy life. Here we go. All right, so we're talking about living our best life and feeling satisfied. We've got to just start here. We might not be satisfied completely. We might not be living our greatest life and our full potential and all the other things that people say. You've got to follow your calling, follow your passion, and live your greatest life. We might not be there yet, but that's okay, because I've got a solution for you. The solution is to be on track to living that life. So what I mean by that is creating some kind of a vision, a plan, a goal, a target, so you can aim for that best life. So no matter where you are right now, you're moving forward in that direction. And what happens when you're moving forward in that direction to the goal that you intend for yourself, then no matter where you are on this journey, whether you're right at the ground level to crushing your dreams, you know deep within that you are moving in this direction. And just having that knowing that you're moving in this direction and you're on track, you're en route to living your best life, it does something. It changes something deep within. It helps you feel love for yourself. It helps you feel worthiness. It helps you feel worthy that you're committing to something that you truly love, rather than just working a job that you don't really like, or even if you're in a difficult marriage or anything else where it's just not quite right and it brings you down and it keeps you a bit depressed. Having a goal, a vision, a dream, a target that you're constantly working towards, doesn't matter how big it is. My goals and visions are huge. I've got really big goals and visions because it excites me and it makes me really happy to really push myself and work towards something massive. That's not for everyone. You could have a really small vision, dream, goal, which we'll talk about in a minute, and it really doesn't matter the scale. It really doesn't matter, but what does matter is choosing something and working towards something that makes you go like this. So no matter what happens in your life, the highs, the lows, everything in between, you have this thing that is yours, it's your vision, it's something that you're working towards, something that you can accomplish, something that you can feel proud of at the end of the day and go, I did that. Even if it's something tiny, something really tiny, it doesn't matter. Just something that lights you up within and makes you enjoy living, even just for this. So we're going to talk about it. Let's keep rolling. So what we're talking about here is what you want and why. A lot of people go through life not knowing what they want or why they want it. And I was this person for years. I was just going with the flow and seeing whatever happened and just, oh, I don't care about money or goals. It's almost like a false spiritual path that you think you're on. Hey man, I'm just going with the flow. I don't buy it. I really think if you're on the spiritual path or self-development path, it's all about what you do with this knowledge and wisdom that you gain from the books and the sages and the gurus and all the courses that you do. If you're just consuming knowledge and consuming all this information and sat there not doing anything about it but feeling very, blissful and peaceful with life, are you not being selfish? Are you not? If you're not putting all this into something so you can bring joy to another or help give back to the earth or at least do something for others. It's just a selfish selfish quest. And if that's your mission, to gain all the knowledge, all the wisdom, so you can understand life on a deeper level and, you know, grow spiritually and become more conscious and, you know, get to where you want to be, fine, absolutely amazing, knock yourself out. But this video might not be for you. But as you're still with me, I know that you want to explore life and become a better version than you already are. And you're already being amazing. So we're only getting better and better and better and better. So it comes down to this. It comes down to your goals. Do you have mediocre goals that don't really excite you? So as you go through life and you cross them off your to-do list, you kind of go, yeah, what's next, what's next, what's next? We're not talking about that. We're talking about something bigger, something more meaningful, something that really, really, really excites you. So it comes down to this. You're either one of three people. Do you have goals that completely excite you and get you out of bed in the morning? No matter what, there's an energy behind it, there's a passion, there's a fuel to the fire. Yes or no? If it's a no, keep watching. Number two, you've got these goals, they're okay, they do stretch you, they are helping you get better and better, but they're not groundbreaking, or they're not anything that make you stretch yourself on a huge level. They're just kind of like, this is just what happens if I do this. Is that you? Or are you absolutely crushing it? Are you just absolutely steamrolling through life? You're winning, everything you do turns to gold, and you're doing pretty good, but maybe you know that there's something more. There's something more than winning the awards or getting the praise from family and friends or your work colleagues. There's something more, but you just can't quite figure out what it is. Let's keep going. But before we move on, if you really don't have any of this figured out and you were like me and just kind of, what's next in life? Where we're going? Oh, we're going there? All right. I was literally living like that for years. If that's you, don't worry. You're not broken. You're not destined for failure. It's just a case of having really, really small goals. And once we go through this process and you realize that you are in control here, you are responsible for creating this amazing life that you could have and fixing what you need to fix and breaking through. It's just a case of creating the story and then working through the process every step of the way. And this we can talk about, and this we can absolutely sail through, so don't worry about that. So look, if you can't figure out what you want, if you can't wrap your head around that conversation, then it's just a new perspective that you need. So don't fear, it's literally just a process that you need to go through. And just know that if you're suffering, excess suffering through life, when, you know, everything's okay, the job's okay, or the relationship's okay, or even if it's not, it just is a new perspective that you need to have, and a new set of ideas, new set of potential rules that you need to follow. All rules that you create, rules that feel good to you. Just know that there's hope and there's absolute progress to be made. It's just a new set of blinkers. But before we go any further, we need to just discuss this tiny little detail. The trajectory of your life right now, the track that you're currently on, are these goals your goals? Are these goals that you specifically set for yourself and you are on that mission right now? That might be true, but if not, just ask yourself, is this my life? Is this the life I truly want? Or is this the life that was decided to me from family or friends or an older brother or older sister, or, you know, this is what the parents said, you have to do this, you have to be a doctor, you have to be an accountant, it's what the family does. You know, is that you? Is that your life? If it is, and it doesn't feel right in here, if the heart is saying something different and the head is saying something different, then it's time to listen. It's time to listen, not to me, but to you. It's time to listen to those feelings, because life is short. And I know we need to please the parents and the grandparents and the teachers and all the rest of it sometimes, if that's your calling in life, if that's the way you've been brought up and it's just the way it goes. But life is short, and we need to be living the life that we want to be living. And it's a big gamble for some people, I know, but we have to. Surely we have to go to bed at night going, I am doing what I need to be doing. I'm living the life that I want to be living. It's way more important. I was in a band for years and years and years and years and years, and I loved it when I started. But as I got older, I was in this band for nearly 10 years. The latter part of the band, I'd lost love for that kind of particular music, but I was just going with the flow because that's what my old self, my past self, had decided to do. And the thought of quitting the band before it really took off was not an option, because if the band took off and I'd quit, I would forever go, oh my God, what did I do? Underneath it all, it wasn't meant to be, and it wasn't right. I should have left. I should have left that band a long time ago and followed my heart, but I didn't, out of spite almost for my younger self. I'm gonna see this through. And it's ridiculous, you know, I could have spent those years somewhere else. I don't like to look at life like that, because, you know, we do what we do for a reason, or we do what we do because that's what we did. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It happened, it's the past, it doesn't matter. Right here, right now is where we are, and this is all that matters. So, I want you to question yourself right now. I want you to look at your life and go, is this the track I really, truly want to be on? Is this the life I really want to be living? Decide for yourself. No one else should be coming into mind at this point. No matter what it is, the relationship you're in, am I in this relationship because, you know, that's what I feel like I should stay here? And look, this is terrible. I don't want to break up any marriages or long-term relationship. But at the end of the day, are you happy in your relationship? Is it worth working on? Is this person the mother of your child, or the person I want to commit my life to? Yes or no? Sometimes we just need to ask these big questions to ourselves and save ourselves potentially years of stress and sadness. Job, same thing. Is this the job? Is this the one I'm going to commit to? I've been in loads of jobs in the past. They all served a purpose when I look back. At the time, it wasn't where I wanted to be. This is where I wanted to be. So look at all areas of your life and figure this out right now. Are you where you want to be? Are you on that right path? And if so, and if not, keep watching this video. So let's talk about your dream. We need 2 things to connect to your dream, to really solidify this deal between you and your dream life. The good news is, one of those things you've already got, and that is your uniqueness, your absolute innate uniqueness, whatever it is. I was teaching a girl and she was saying, oh look, I've got to be honest, I'm really bossy, I'm really impatient, and I'm really good at my job, but you know, these are these traits that I have, and they're probably quite bad traits. And I said, well, maybe so, but it might be that bossiness and that impatientness that gets the job done and helps your business grow the way it's growing. And she looked at it and she went, actually, yeah, that is why it's successful, because, you know, I get the job done, and I'm bossy, and I push people to do it. So we decided to separate the professional life and her home life, and, you know, just work on it at home, not being a bossy person in general, but fine, at work, you're a boss. You know, if you're a boss, you're a boss, let's face it. So you're unique, whatever it is. You could be shy, and you could be a creative person, I don't know, a musician or an artist, and you could use all of that shyness and transmute it into the work that you do. And that's what makes your art, or whatever you do, amazing. Whatever your thing is, think about that thing. What is it about you that's unique? And I'm telling you, that's the thing that is your superpower. I was in the past very, very dyslexic at school, and growing up, this was the thing that took me down and brought me down and led me to alcoholism and all the rest of it. And I struggled and struggled and struggled. But through that process, I realized my uniqueness was my dyslexia. Learning about dyslexia, I realized that dyslexic people generally don't have these filters that most people have, or our filters are down, basically. So we think outside the box, and we do things that people wouldn't normally do, because our intellectual mind, our logical mind, steps in and goes, oh dude, you know, don't put a video out there on the internet for anyone to judge. You know, maybe think about it. Dyslexic people tend to just do, just go straight to the heart, follow the heart, and not think about all of these things that a lot of people think about. So dyslexic people are generally can be very, very creative people. Or even in sports, you might find a few names pop up and they're dyslexic because they train different, or they just fully commit. It can be a superpower. Whatever your thing is that you think might be a negative, try and look for the silver linings, discover that thing, and find where it can be of use. This might be the very thing that, if you harness, can be your superpower. The fact that I'm a little bit, not conventional is something that I find people actually find more intriguing about me, because I'm not so normal and, talking like this and being, very sensible and blah, 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 blah. I'll go all over the place and play and do whatever comes to mind, and that connects with my audience and people that work with me. So the thing that I was fighting for years became the very thing that helped me succeed. So think about that right now. Write it down, take any notes as we're going through this, and let's work this out together. Number 2, this is where I can help you. It's the tools to discover all of this that we're talking about. So we're talking about creating your best life, finding your purpose, and being satisfied with the direction of your life. And if that's just like, how do I start, or how do I get from A to B, then click the link below and try out my Dare to Discover mini course. It's 6 videos. It will change your life, and I can say that, I can guarantee that, because what it does is it forces you to sit down and look at all areas of your life, what you want to be, do, and have, what you've loved in the past, what you love now, what you want to do, and it helps you shape it into a vision, into your new GPS. This becomes your absolute definite vision in life. So every day when you wake up, you have this vision and you're constantly working towards it. Even if you've got another job and you've got other things going on and your life is full, there's always time to work on that thing that brings you ultimate joy. And this is what I'm so passionate about. This is my passion, is to help other people find their passion. This is me going full circle. So I'd love you to look at that Dare to Discover course. I'd love you to take it on, follow your gut. If it resonates with you, dive into it, map out your life, and completely change your life as of today. And then let me know all about it down below. So for me, I was completely lost. I was always a happy, smiley guy. I knew that I could get on with people. I knew I loved music, I loved acting, I knew I could teach something, but I didn't know what it was. I knew I had all these things, I knew I had ideas, and I'd talk about the things that I wanted to do, but I wasn't doing all of these things, and I was suppressing these feelings, my feminine side or my compassionate side. I wasn't in the environment where I could really thrive and really be genuinely concerned for other people and want to help them, because it was like a masculine energy in a band situation, and it was like, oh, those feelings are coming up, let's get rid of those. This doesn't work in this place. So I was constantly suppressing my true feelings. I didn't have a channel for that. So what I did was, over time, I started piecing these things together and figuring out who I was and what I wanted to do. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at your life using that mini course, if you want to really, really commit to this, and figure out all the different parts of you, all the different things that you could do, all the amazing things that you could do with life, and hone it down to a select few, and then start doing it. Let's face it, we could all do a million things, but we're probably never going to do all of those things. So let's just pick a handful and then start with one. So I really want you to look into this today. Let this video be the last video where you're thinking about this stuff, because time passes by and you know it. You know it. Time goes on and you go, oh, I still haven't done that thing, and that was 20 years ago, or even 2 years ago. When am I going to do that? Am I going to do that? Or is another 10 years going to go past and Let's start your new life right now. So no matter who you are, no matter if you're a student, if you're living at home with your parents and it's just like life is just insane, like what is this? Turning on the news and it's just like what now? It doesn't matter if you're a parent and you know your life is full with kids and you think there's no time for yourself, it doesn't matter if you're a retiree. You could be on any, you know, an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter who you are and what you do and how busy you think you are. Obviously, when you've got kids and you've got a business to run, life is full and it's just full on. But there is always time, even if it's once a month, half an hour once a month. We could have this conversation and you know, we will find that time. It could be once a day, 30 minutes, could be once a week, it doesn't matter. There is always time to focus on you. So I want you to start grabbing that moment of time and devoting it to you. So look at your life right now and just think, okay, I need to devote time to myself. I really need just a moment of my time to myself, even if it's just having a hot bath and allowing yourself to think about this stuff away from everybody else. I want you to get a pen and paper or go on the computer on your calendar as soon as this video is finished, and I want you to put in a time or map out a time when you're going to devote half an hour to yourself just to think about these things, just to think about what you could be, where you could go, what you could do, what you want to do, what you'd like to do. Just get this going. And then the next thing I want you to do is just simply write, what's the next step? One step for one thing. That's all I'm asking of you. Actually, I'm asking two things. Once you've figured that out, let me know down below what you're going to do. Just because if you write that and you've let it go from here to here or out your fingertips, it just makes it real. It makes it that little bit much more real. And if I can just encourage you as well and say, yep, amazing, you're doing the right thing, just push yourself, just go for it, then it just gets the wheels turning and you start to feel like, oh, okay, this actually could happen. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'm really happy that you're working on yourself. It brings a massive smile to my face. I genuinely mean that. I'll answer every comment that comes my way. So peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side, or on the next video.